All right, looks like we are live now. I'm going to jump right into this for those of you who are maybe watching this back once it has posted. Now, we only got a little bit of information, and it is, brand new announcements. It appears we're going to go over the official information. I'm going to pull up the website and read it all together, some of it, but it does appear that it has been confirmed. The movie has been, because there was going to be a Last of Us movie, that has been eliminated. And instead of doing a movie, they're going to do a TV series. Now, I know a few years ago I had mentioned that you can do a TV series with The Last of Us. It will be Joel and Ellie. And yeah, I am waiting for you guys to come in from the chat. So I'm going to just kind of set this up and then we'll go over everything. Now, right off the bat, when is the trailer? I know a lot of people are like, when is the trailer? When are we going to get first look and all that? This seems like it's really early on as far as pulling everyone together that they need, getting everything set up. And right off the top of my head, if I had to pick something, if I was forced to pick a date at the earliest, I'm thinking New York Comic-Con 2021 is when we'd start getting teases for it and peeks for it. And again, that's based off of the small information we got now. Now, I know a few people I was talking with, they're under the impression that this is something they're in the middle of developing and rah, rah, rah. And I don't think that at all. I don't know what articles you're reading, but from what I'm getting from the little bit I looked at, because again, we're saving some for the stream here, this is them coming together, okay, it's official, and then turning around and announcing it. Now, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and reasons why you would want to do that. Build up hype, do this, that, and a third. There's also financial reasons you would want to get everything rolling and announce it and get moving. However, it doesn't mean that they were secretly putting this thing together. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. At this point in time, I'm bracing myself for, okay, it's official. They're changing it from movie to show. So we're going to start getting maybe a teaser in New York Comic Con. Because I think that is, wait, hold on. San Diego Comic Con is usually in October. If I have this right. Wait, I thought there was something in July. Yeah, every year there's something in July. So that would be New York Comic Con is in July. I might feel better about that. I could have sworn there was something a little earlier, but I think I have my head's all screwy. I'm going to pop out the chat actually and put the chat up on the screen. Let me see here. Pop out chat. But yeah, for those asking, that's probably the question I got the most. Ronnie, well, first off, what do you think about the news? We're going to go into that as we pull up the people behind the TV series. There's a few people you need to know about. We're going to pull up their information in a second, but people asked me two things. One, who would I want to play, Ellie or Joel? Well, we played Joel in the first one, so I'm cool playing Ellie in the second one. I really wish we play a little bit of Joel in the second one too, but the questions were, what do you think about it? And then when do you think we'll start seeing anything? I do believe the next to follow will be the usual casting news, and then we'll start getting maybe set images or they don't have to. Since they're adapting a video game, there's stuff that we already know of, so it's not like they're going to be hiding certain things when it comes to the characters. When they have their looks of the characters, they'll start teasing certain images, but I think we're way off before we start getting any of that. You're so stoked it's on HBO? Yeah, HBO is great, first off, because one, they learn their lesson with the this is live, brother. One, they learned their lesson with The Walking Dead. For those who don't know, HBO actually passed on The Walking Dead, and that was like a huge, bro, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? So, for one, they passed totally on The Walking Dead, and it really opened their eyes. I believe something they said was, it was about like the zombies. It was, do we need as much? I forget the quote was either from HBO or NBC, and they said the most ridiculous shit. And you know what? Back then, I was such a psycho zombie fan you could have came to me and said, would this work? And I would have invested in it as long as I saw what it was. And I was like, holy shit. Because I knew from day one when I saw the first Walking Dead episode, I was like, especially in 2010, oh my God, because we had so little like it in the zombie genre. People didn't take it as serious. So when it comes to, wait, hold on. Let me pull this up. So for example, nowadays, I still see people saying the same stuff as back then. They're like, oh, there's too much zombie stuff. Zombie stuff is saturated. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, do you people honestly believe that? Maybe you're just not zombie fans and you're like, well, that's why it's oversaturated. You, give me right now 5 good zombie movies that were recently released. And don't just name the last 5 zombie movies. Name me 5 amazing zombie movies that came out in 2019. Name me 5 amazing zombie video games that came out in 2019. Name me 5 amazing zombie TV shows that were on in 2019, not just came out. You have The Walking Dead for a TV show. You have, I think Netflix had one. Again, you really start to see it then. Because, yeah, just because there's a lot of shit out there doesn't mean it's the amount of good shit that's out there. Now, let's do this because I do want to fluctuate between the chat and... I'm so stoked that's on HBO. This better not be a beat for beat show version of the game. Give me some new characters or show me what happened to the sewer people. It looks like it's going to be Joel and Ellie, which I'm fine with. Again, it's tricky because you either do Joel and Ellie or all new characters. If you do all new characters, then fine, it's all new. But if you do Joel and Ellie, you gotta give them that kind of show. Wang Stain, just from your comment, I bet you right now you're not going to be one that's going to be pleased with anything, because that's the point of this. Playing the video game was an amazing experience, but now it's going to be translated into a movie, which is going to be consumed by an audience that didn't play the game, but also the audience that did play the game. Now, for the audience that did play the game, a majority of the game, yes, you did have the cutscenes that told the story. Absolutely. But a majority of the game was you playing the game, and it wasn't, or it shouldn't be compared to something similar like a TV show. It's 2 totally different worlds. And I think if they follow Joel and Ellie's story, again, beat for beat is something, one, we don't need to worry about. This is a TV series. They're limited for a video game, what they can put in the video game. For the video game, when you run into Tess's situation, it's setting up the plot and it hits the plot beats and it gets you on your way. First off, it's character related. Joel's a character who's not going to go on this journey. How do you get him on this journey? Tess is, if you're looking at it technically, the screenwriting, she is what pushes him to accept it. That's how and then finally, once he's forced into it, it's the odd couple now, and then he grows attached to the kid. That's why it works. So for the game, you need Tess in only this amount of length. For the show, Tess can be in the whole first season, and then it's setting you up for the second season, as a drastic example. And then for the second season, it could be from losing Tess and growing the bond with Ellie. And then the third season, let's say you run into Bill. For the game, it's this one little moment in the story. For the TV series, this can have a whole other bigger existing story element to it, something else they got to do. So I don't even have to worry, I don't think, about what they can do outside of repeating what we got in the game. Because what we got in the game translated to a TV show, it's not much. It's not much. When you're looking at a series to game comparison. Ronnie, I hope this doesn't mean that they feel like The Last of Us can't go on any more video game wise thoughts. I don't think that's what this means at all. Now, first off, we have Last of Us Part 2. I don't think they're going to rush into Part 3 right away. I mean, if they were prepping to go into development with Part 3 right away, just based off of what they did with Part 1, I mean, now it's an official franchise, and it does kind of make sense that we would start seeing more merch pop up too. I was thinking about that, like figures from NECA, for example. Tell you what, let's read the information, and then we'll dive right into the comments because we have a few things. First off, the headlines here are dumb. Chris Evans is a horrible Joel. I like Chris Evans as an actor, but no. And then the McKenna Grace is so off. Right age, I think she's 13 in real life. I see everyone else saying, oh man, pick this person, pick that person, and they're like 20, 25. Ellie's supposed to be 14 in the first game. It won't work if you have Ellie legally able to drink. That's a joke. It doesn't matter if she can, but I'm just saying, the bonding won't be the same if you have someone that's almost an adult. If people are confused whether they're a couple or if this is supposed to be a father-daughter dynamic, you have a problem right from casting alone. I can't stand all the 20-year-olds that are being looked at for this. This is insane. And then, will Ellie keep her sexuality? I don't even know why people got to ask. They're not going to change that, obviously, especially not in 2020. And there's no reason to change it. It's part of her character. It is what it is. Leave it in there. Now, here's the Hollywood Reporter. We're going to go into this. We're going to look at, here's another suggestion that I am, let me make my screen smaller here, that I am really against. Oh, I messed it up. Hold on, chat. Why did that happen? Oh yeah, I didn't have them connected. Hold on. Josh Brolin and the girl from Game of Thrones. And I see a lot of people digging this. I am like, I will fight you. I'm that against it. Hold on. I already know I'm going to argue with you. I see half your comment. I know you're about to say what I think you're about to say. Where are you, Muse? Let me find you. I know you're saying something on me. 20-year-olds play teens, Ronnie. I know this firsthand. Yes, Muse. I'm not saying they don't. I know this quite well. I know this frustratingly well. I came up in the 90s watching 30-year-olds play teenagers in Scream, and I fucking hated it then. It's a common thing, and let's be real. It's probably 50% the casting directors, they probably want to fuck the actress, so that's why they hire someone a bit older. You know what I mean? If they pick a 20-year-old to play a 14-year-old, if they're not a pervert, then they can plow the actress, chances are. There's a few other reasons. Obviously, with age comes more skill. You probably are better at your craft. You got better range. You have more training, yada, yada, yada. But those days should be done, dead. Get fucking rid of them. I'm sick of 30 and 40-year-olds playing teenagers. It's so cheap. It's stupid. It looks dumb. It's terrible. So Muse, yes, well aware it happens. Should it happen? Fucking no, almost never. Moving on. So yeah, Josh Brolin, terrible fit. As an actor, his range, love the guy. Terrible fit for Joel. Same thing, even worse, is Maisie Williams. I know the Neil Druckmann said he would never say no to Maisie Williams. I think, unless that was a fake tweet. I hope he's just being nice because as much as I think she could pull it off acting-wise, I think she could pull it off in her sleep. I'm sorry. You just have the wrong charm, charisma, and even look for Ellie. Plus, and this is if she was of age, the right age, because again, I know Hollywood casts 20-year-olds all the time, but even Maisie, is that her name? Am I saying that right? Even at 23 or 24, whatever her age is, even at that age, and being the height she is, she looks kind of short in pictures, but that could be deceptive. She still looks physically way older than the character's supposed to be. I don't know, with makeup and all that, I don't know. And again, that's a small thing that'll probably annoy me. Most people I can already tell. I can't see the chat right now because I made it smaller. I'm probably getting flamed because I saw most people loving the idea of having the girl from GOT, Josh Brolin, and then some other people that I didn't agree with. Hugh Jackman is one where when people shared his Wolverine look, I was against totally. I like Hugh Jackman, but again, when it comes to Joel, he's a great Wolverine. He's not a Joel fit. Anyhow, let's read this article, and I'll show you who these people are and why it looks really good from here on out. And for fans of The Walking Dead. I saw a lot of people worried about this. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead and you're worried that this is a TV show, it doesn't look like they sold the rights. Why The Walking Dead is the way it is and is in the state that it's in is because it's not owned by somebody and they put it on AMC. AMC owns The Walking Dead, so they call the shots. When they want a penny pinch and they want to butcher and mutilate the budget just so they make more money and the show just barely shambles through and barely makes it episode to episode because it's dying on the budget, when they take the tax rebate and say screw you to the cast and crew and the show itself. Breaking Bad is a good example. It's on AMC, but it's not owned by AMC. So yeah, they make deals to distribute it through AMC. And when it comes to Hugh Jackman's always done Broadway though. They don't leave to do Broadway and retire from acting. They may take long breaks in between roles, but Hugh Jackman's been doing Broadway since he was before X-Men, Anyhow, so yeah, big difference between them owning the rights and I'm talking about HBO owning The Last of Us. It would be a TV universe because then they'll still have the rights to the game. It doesn't look like that's the case. It goes on to say Craig Mazin, the creator of the acclaimed limited series Chernobyl, which was expertly written, a great show, watch it. If it wasn't written as well as it would be a boring mess, is reteaming with HBO to adapt The Last of Us, the massive Sony PlayStation video game franchise. In a rare development in the world of video game adaptations, the writer and creative director of the game, Neil Druckmann, is also involved and will work with Mazin to pen and executive produce what is intended to be a series. Carolyn Strauss will executive produce along with Evan Wells, the president of Naughty Dog, the Santa Monica-based developer of the video game. The project is a co-production with Sony Pictures in association with PlayStation Productions. It will be the first television series from PlayStation Productions, which is interesting because obviously it means there's definitely some more coming up. Now, let me show you real quick. Caroline, this is Caroline. I looked up her IMDb real quick, and it says she's known for Game of Thrones, Chernobyl. If you scroll down, I think it even said Sopranos. Let me see. I could have sworn I saw Sopranos. No? Luck. No. The specials. I must be confusing her with someone else then. Deadwood the movie. Maybe that was this guy. I'll have to read it again. I'm almost positive it said Sopranos. Launched in 2013, Sony and Naughty Dog's The Last of Us garnered critical praise. That's going to cover The Last of Us stuff. Now it says right here, this is where it gets good, right? Mazin, who is said to be an avid player of the game, that is what I was worried about. Neil Druckmann being from the game and the passion aspect, and then this Mazin guy just being the Hollywood guy that was going to make sure the story was fit in. You got the dialogue, bringing some other people. He's an avid player of the game. Neil Druckmann is without question the finest storyteller working in the video game medium, and The Last of Us is his magnum opus. Getting a chance to adapt this breathtaking work of art has been a dream of mine for years, and I'm honored to do it in partnership with Neil. That whole comment right there, again, if this is authentic and legit, I have no reason to believe it's not, gets me excited, because this isn't just some schmuck who's hopping aboard. From the first time I sat down to talk with Craig, I was equally blown away by his approach to narrative and his love and deep understanding of The Last of Us, said Druckmann in a statement. With Chernobyl, Greg and HBO created a tense, harrowing, emotional masterpiece. I couldn't think of better partners to bring the story of The Last of Us to life as a television show. And again, if he's adding that same charm and expertise in storytelling and crafting that he did with Chernobyl into The Last of Us, this is going to be off the hook. Aaron P with a $2 dono. I'm during an 8-hour stream on my channel. Wish what? That's all you said, wish. Well, that's a long-ass stream, brother. Hang in there. Last of Us 1 Game of the Year. This is an incredibly exciting opportunity for us to partner with Greg, Neil, Carolyn, and the teams at Sony, Naughty Dog, PlayStation to bring the virtual world of this acclaimed game to life, stated HBO programming president Casey Blows. Oh, Blows. This is the first of many shows we intend to develop with our friends at PlayStation Productions. Now, keep that in mind. Remember, I said before, this PlayStation Productions, this was their first one. It looks like there's a chance we should see others like Drake. Why do I feel like there was already supposed to be? No, never mind. They are doing a Drake video game because it's got Tom Holland, it's got Mark Wahlberg. Am I just having a fever dream? That's a thing, right? How come that's not on PlayStation Productions? Anyhow, Druckmann is a longtime vet of Naughty Dog, starting as a programming intern, blah, blah, blah. Mazin's Chernobyl. Okay, so that covers the people. Here's Mazin. He did Chernobyl. He did a lot of comedies that are not up my alley. The Huntsman, I thought that was crap as well. Scary Movies, I thought they were crap. I know when they first came out, that, spoof stuff, it has an appeal to it, but he was younger then. Who knows what he was doing? All I know is Chernobyl here is the one that stands out. And then Carolyn, again, I could have sworn this said something about Game of Thrones. Well, that doesn't tell me nothing. But she has a few good things on her bio as well. The Matt family was talking about other people. I wanted to show you this image. Did I pull it up? Yeah, right here. Let's Get Nuts, The Last of Us. And it's got the dude from Game of Thrones and then Catelyn Dever. I don't know her name, but I know her face. I know what she's been in. And I could see where people are going. But again, as soon as I saw her, I was like, bro, I got to look up her age because she doesn't look like she's in her teens at all. I mean, maybe if you stretch it. And sure enough, she's 23. Which, again, you could probably do it to teens. But when you take someone who's 14... And this is where I get frustrated when I talk to people. And I might snap on some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So don't take it personal. But when you take someone who's 14 and you stand them the majority of the time, all right? Don't point out the exception where they're 14 and they look 25. The majority of the time, just in the little nuances, how they talk, how they sound, how they look, it's a drastic difference. It's a big difference. Again, not all the time, but the majority of the time. And it works, and it's better for Ellie to embody that because we're watching a young girl try to make it through a awful situation with no parents, and then you have this parental bond with Joel. It's important to get the casting and the age especially just right. You need to have the right charm. And originally I said it would have been best for The Last of Us to be animated with almost lifelike, like realistic, bring the characters to life and use the same voice actors and do it that way as like a series or a movie or show. Something where, and it's nothing like what we've seen, kind of like Alita, but give it some type of animated flair. You get what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people would go for that though, to be honest. Yeah, Juliet could be Ellie, but she's only 10. So that would be a young Ellie, and that probably wouldn't work. And I don't think they'd want to wait 4 years. So let's pop the chat up on the screen, see what kind of fuckery you guys are talking about. If you want to ask me a question specifically, at Make a Path Presents, you got to type it in. See, it's orange right here. Either that or come out your pockets, open your wallet, send me some super chats. Speaking of open your wallet, if anyone is interested, I'm going balls to the wall for the month of March. February, we weren't able to put out many flaw and all reviews. If you don't know what that is, I just released Night of the Living Dead, a flaw in all review. It is basically where we do an in-depth breakdown of an episode or a movie, and we pick what works and what didn't, and we give them points, and then we rate them and rank them, essentially. Movies against movies and TV shows against TV shows. And I'm trying to focus in on going nuts this month. So if anyone wants to or feels like they are able to jump over to Patreon, I got a Patreon here. I'm going to bring this up and run some type of campaigns where we're going to try to hit a $500 a month Patreon. And the idea there is we're going to break it down into mini goals. So we need to double up on the Patreon, and it will be mainly to pump out flaws and awes. We're talking 4 movie ones a month and 3 to 4 Walking Dead ones a month. So that's 8. I'm hoping we can crank it out. It's looking like I'm able to go balls to the wall nuts in March. If we can build that up, we don't have to worry about what the numbers are. Because I just uploaded Night of the Living Dead, and I almost immediately regretted it. I put like 30 hours of editing, and no one's watching it, you know? Which, I get it. It's an old movie. Not a lot of people give a shit about old movies. Let's be real. Everyone says they love the classics, but you don't fucking want to go back and rewatch them. Why? Because the images are blurry. They're old. The acting is terrible. The sound quality is terrible. If you don't like the charm, you don't give a fuck. And that's not everyone. That's the majority of people. So I knew Night of the Living Dead would be rough, but I think it'll get better with Dawn. We're doing Dawn next, then Day of the Dead, then Land of the Dead. But my point is, unless we're funding it through Patreon, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think Flaw and All will work. It's too slow building numbers. But my game plan, and then I'll shut up about the Patreon. My game plan is to run Patreon campaigns and say, let's do this fan-funded from within the Map family for 3 months. And then after that, we should build up enough interest where maybe we can start relying on the ad revenue and more people starting to jump aboard. Because if we can, triple our numbers, our views and people watching, then we don't have to rely on them as much. And the sponsorships is something I'm still fighting with. I know somebody talked to me about doing a sponsorship, but they wanted three fucking minutes. 3 minutes. Most of them are like 10 seconds to 30 seconds, but this person wanted 3 minutes in a 15-minute review. And I just don't know if I can tolerate having a video up that people are going to watch, year in, year out, because it doesn't expire, with an ad in there constantly just in the middle of the videos that I fucking love them. I absolutely love them, the Flaw in All reviews. I don't want to stick someone's ad in there and let it rock. I mean, it just, I don't know. It cheapens it. Anyhow, okay, enough of that. Who should play Ellie, though? I don't know. And here's the thing is, it can be an up-and-comer. I don't know why it can't be. At this point in time, I think it should be. You didn't know who the kids in Stranger Things were until you saw them. They were up-and-comers. They're in Stranger Things. It blew up. You were like, holy shit, that's what's up, whoop-de-whoop, and now you know who they are. I think that's what Ellie needs. Ellie needs a fresh face, because if you take an actor from anything, first off, her age is probably not going to be right, and then you're going to have, this, oh my God, there's a thing I used to say when it's like you recognize them too much, and it's not often. A lot of actors can embody the role, but you don't want to look at Wolverine every time he's protecting Ellie. That's what I'm saying. Like, and again, it's not for everybody. It's just, I don't think he can morph enough into Joel to take it over. I do think the guy from Game of Thrones, he might be able to pull off a Joel. He really might be able to. I mean, even though he's iconic in Game of Thrones, his vibe, his look, his fit, and this has nothing to do with actor versus actor. This essentially has a lot to do with the look and the vibe and the charm. I think he might be a better pick than Hugh Jackman. Ronnie, we need season about Joel and Tommy's moments through the apocalypse after Sarah's death. Thoughts? I think we need a video game. Fuck yes. Look it. You got the show going. You got part 2 going. You have the voice actor. He's still young. Why don't you make a game for Joel immediately after Sarah's death? It is awesome, ultra violent, and the material you get. You go down this dark road with Joel, and again, you would have to cap it off with an arc, but as the player, you will know this entire time, no matter how far down he goes, eventually it's going to end where he links up with Ellie and it changes his life in a way. I think the entire experience would be even better as a prequel than if you just started from the rip. And no, Ellen Page, no, fuck her. She's too old and she's just an ass, to be honest. And I really liked Ellen Page, but she's just an ass, let's be honest. But she's too old right now. And she had that little hissy fit about Ellie looking too much like her. Like, blow it out your ass, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Get over yourself. Like I said, they need to find some hidden talents. I hate the idea of big Hollywood actors playing these roles. At least get somebody like Henry Cavill, who played The Witcher games, books. Can you watch The Outsider, please? You'll love it. I'm trying. HBO's service keeps crashing. It's connected. I have HBO, right? Figure this out. I got HBO. I can watch it when it's on TV, like normal boomer shit. Like they tell you when you're allowed to watch TV. But I'm young and I'm hip as fuck, you know? I'm hip to these things. And I know I can watch HBO whenever the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the app is good for. But the app keeps crashing. It keeps saying, you don't have an account. You don't. Yes, I do. You know? It's in my cable account, bruv. Tyler Jackson with a $10 life support. And it is life support at this point in time. That's how bad YouTube is doing. Hey, Ronnie, do you have anyone in mind to play Joel? I think I would prefer someone less known. No, I don't. And I'll be real with you. I know I'm knocking all these actors, but that's because I really think we need fresh faces. Get some fresh blood out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Imagine NECA, Joel, and Ellie. Bro, that would be vicious. That'd be vicious. Let me tell you that right now. That'd be nuts. I was half tempted. And if anyone wants to send it in to review for the P.O. box, that would save my ass from hunting it down. I saw it as a reasonable price. And don't go paying out the ass for it. If you got one, you're going to throw it away. If you know one, you find it at a flea market. But if you got to go and buy it for retail or more, fall back. It's not that serious. But I was going to get a hold of the Nathan Drake action figure from NECA and kind of do a little, this is kind of sort of what a Joel and Ellie would look like, you know, but you got a, guy, girl, but it would be real similar. It'd be in that same style. And in hand, I got the God of War. I found that at Target for like nothing. It was I don't know why, but no one bought that shit apparently because they were paying me to leave the store with it at the end of the day. And it's fucking amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I got it because I got this idea that I'm into painting, which I am. I've been trying to learn like how to do realistic skin tone on statues and figures. I'm trying to teach myself, and I fucking love it. It gives me a hard on like you wouldn't even believe. Like you don't even want to know. And I even started doing something where I would take some of McFarlane Toys has these, well, mainly it's Walking Dead, but they got 7-inch and they got 5-inch. I've been heating them up. I took them all apart and I was analyzing how the joints go in, how they were built. I was doing that for my Doomsday Kingdom figures to try to see how we would design them. But now that I got them apart, I stripped all the paint off them. I mean, all the paint. And I'm going to start with Daryl. I got Dwight, both the comic 5-inch and the taller 7-inch. And I'm going to do a realistic, as best I can, paint job on them to practice because I do want to get better. I'm learning how to paint and I'm learning how to sculpt. I got a whole little sculpting kit here. My Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when I was cleaning out this apartment, it was stuffed in like a cupboard in the back. But I legit drank out of these when I was a kid. But I found it and I was like, oh, I got to use it for something. Can't throw it away. That's nostalgia right there. Anyway, so I got a bunch of these little rubber tips, and then some other shit. I got some like dentist-looking weapons, and yeah, so I'm learning how to sculpt. Look at these flaming. Anyway, it's harder to get a stand-in for child actors for liability reasons. Stand-ins and stunts is a factor for age. If the actor is over 18, it's easier on production. I don't care, John H. I don't care. HBO, do what you have to do. I mean, it's just that. But yeah, you are right. When it comes to, hey, should we hire this 16-year-old or should we hire this 19-year-old who looks 16? I get it. But I don't care. I want someone, if it's Ellie, I want them to look young. It's a little different having an actor in their early mid-20s play an 18-year-old, but a 14-year-old, nah, I definitely agree with you on that. Get a 13 to 16-year-old to play Ellie. See, even if they got a 16-year-old, I would still cry like a little bitch, but I'd be like, all right, whatever. In a perfect world, I'd cast voice actors to play the characters, but the woman who voices Ellie is too old, doesn't fit. Yeah, she's just simply too old. She's smoking hot. She's too old. Maybe the girl who plays Logan's daughter. You know what, Richard? I'm finding out where you live, because that was what someone else posted too, and I was like, "What are you fucking nuts?" Looks nothing like her. Nothing like her. Like not even a little. You look, and I'm not one of those guys who think it needs to be a look-alike, but it needs to look somewhat alike. It needs to have, and don't just tell me you're gonna dye her hair. The whole shape and look of her face is totally off. That alone. Disqualified. Fucking qualified. I completely agree about using the same voice actors. I remember Halo Forward Until Dawn using the same voice actor for Master Chief, and it was very jarring. Carl Urban as Joel. I'm not good on that. I like Carl Urban, but no. Sadie Sink as Ellie. Sadie Sink, that sounds familiar. Is that the fucking girl from Stranger Things? Get real. No way. I'm probably way off. It is. It fucking is. That's a no. That's a no, that's a no, and that's a no. How old is she anyway? 17? You guys are getting closer. That's a no. Next. I've seen some people mention Jamie Lannister's actor as possibility. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I think that might be able to work. I love if Joel and Ellie were brand new, amazing characters. Hugh Jackman and Maisie Williams are too obvious. I get why people want him to play Joel. Yeah, I get it. I just think try a little harder. Sneak one Martin Green as Marlene. I said that way back, I believe, and I stick with it. I stick with that. Yeah, I think that's a good fit. Who do I want to play Bill and Dave? Those are ones where you could cast almost anyone and make it work. But I don't know. If we're going to get into casting, guys, I have no answers. I haven't thought about who should do what. And I never do. I almost never. It has to be a situation where I'm watching someone and I go, they would be a fit for this. But because I have no say in it, my brain is wired weirdly. I will speculate on certain things, but for some reason, I just can't get it to focus on casting. You know, because it doesn't matter what we say or pick, because Hollywood will do whatever they want. Whoever's in charge will do whatever they want. If I had my pick, I'd pick Shredder. Okay? From the 1990s, Ninja Turtles. Fresh faces. I'm tired of seeing Ellen Page and Hugh Jackman. To be honest, that'll be a disappointment. Agreed. Given it's an adaptation of the game, aren't they worried Ellie actress will grow between seasons? Yes, and she will. Spoiler warning, wanky. Unless they change the story to take place over a couple years or something. Well, since obviously they're going to want to keep it going at least for a little bit, I imagine the idea is, she's going to be aging. So instead of the story taking place when she's 14 over 1 year or 4 seasons, it can take place between her being 14 to 16. Again, That right there is a simple fix. Longer story, and you can even time skip, which would be beneficial if you actually casted someone that was closer to the age. You did a longer, instead of it being 1 year, you did 2 years for the first game, and that's 2 seasons. And then you did a time skip, and you skip till the actress is, 18, and you have Ellie as 19. And then from that point on, even if she grows a bit, it doesn't matter. Once you hit 19, you can play around with that from 19 to 23, 24-ish. So there's a lot of room to play around with it. Your crucial area is like, let's say 7 of 14 is like killer. Because you get those growth spurts, and it's done for from one season to the next. It's game over. Given it's an already did that. Call Dono's example. We got a 10 shot of hemoglobin for so-and-so. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I get you. You don't like life support? Can you mold me? Is that sexual? Speaking of Nathan Drake, Nolan North, voice actor, also plays the voice of David. Yeah, I know that. Fucking know that, bro. Don't you see my shrine to The Last of Us? My psychotic. I didn't even show you my Ellie doll. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have an Ellie doll. I wish I did. I sent you 2 PayPals. Laugh Out Loud. Second one has the message. I read both your PayPals, brother. I will look in case I'm wrong. I will look. But if I'm not wrong, I'm coming at you. Oh, you mean you sent 2 different ones? Because I see you have 2 super chats. I see the mistake I made, and I'm somehow going to pretend it was your mistake. That's what I do. Ellie will obviously be BAME? What the fuck? I gotta play Ellie? That's the dumbest idea you've ever had in your fucking life. Don't ever speak again until you're intelligent. Aaron P. with a $2 life support. Thanks for streaming, man. I didn't send you a message on the $15 dono. Oh, shit, you sent a $15 dono. Look at that, bro. Look at you. Look at you hooking a dude up. That's a little messed up. I got an offer today in the email. Weird offer, and I know they do this, but somebody sent me a message and they said, hey, this 4 million sub Instagrammer is running this campaign with a few different companies, and she's going to have her followers enter a contest, and we're going to collect their names, phone numbers, and email addresses, or maybe it's just names and email addresses, and then we'll sell the email addresses to you. They haven't gotten around to if it's selling it or giving it to me if I promote something, but they want to give me all her follower email addresses and information so I can then spam them to watch my channel. That's apparently the structure of their company. Now, I know this happens. It happens all the time. And I personally think McFarlane Toys did it because I have an email I never use. And they were like, hey, share this, enter your email, and you're entered for the giveaway. And I was like, yeah, why not? Let me play my luck. And as soon as I entered it, I started getting all these weird, hey, I'm a up-and-coming new business. We got a great opportunity. It's an email I never advertised, and I did one thing with it, and I got flooded. And it had to have been from McFarlane Toys. I don't know if they did it on purpose or the company they were working with did some shicey shit. But that's a common thing. You see YouTubers say, text me on this phone or email me here. What they're doing is they're collecting your information and they're selling it. Hate to burst your bubble, but that's what they're doing. And then they sell it to companies that now spam you with shit that you can buy, or gimmicks. Anyhow, Sophia, whatever her name is, she's close to Ellie's, but probably older. Just get someone unknown. Yeah, I'm good with unknown. Don Cheadle is Joel. Now you're being ridiculous. Billie Eilish will play Ellie. Fuck that bitch. She always looks like she hates everything, but she's too cool for anything. I just can't stand the way I just can't stand her face. I don't mean that like she's ugly either. I'd be the last fucking person on earth that would call another person ugly. It's just her face and her attitude just has this whole like, I'm just too cool for life. What about Bill Nye, the science guy as Joel? Great casting. Did you think Idris Elba was up for the role of Negan? Did you know? I think I heard of that, but I don't know why they would do that. First off, he's in movies. He's doing his thing. Why bother locking down with a TV show? What are you doing, my man? How many seasons should this show have? Well, if I'm being a fan, 5, But if I'm thinking, okay, strictly story, let's say the first game would be 1 to 3 seasons at the absolute most. And then the second one would be 1. Yeah, sure. I think 5 is a nice roundabout number. Anywhere from 3 to 5 is good. Do you think HBO will cheat with the budget like AMC? No, I don't think so. Not like AMC. Will they budget properly and, not overspend? I think they got a handle on it, but will they do it as cheap as AMC? No. Yo, to put this in perspective, according to like some of the court documents or whatever they had floating around about how much money they make, they pulled in wait, let me get it right. It was, let me think. $2 million, $32 million. I forget what it was. It was like 3 episodes or 4 episodes pay for the entire budget of the series. So like 3 or 4 episodes pays for the entire budget wise. And licensing, figures, merch, video games, mobile games, licensing as a whole was something that was ridiculous. I have to look it up because I don't want to say nothing stupid, but to put it in perspective, it was like $600 million. It's some ridiculous shit like that. Just look up the case with Frank Darabont. They pulled the profits and all that, and it was something so insane. Like the people, and that's why I think you can't throw another 20 mil on the budget, another $1 million per episode. Keep in mind, they realistically should be paying $5 million at the very least per episode, and right now they're only paying $1.8 million per episode for the budget. What? Do you think the Walking Dead crew are excited because they love the zombie genre, but nervous about the show coming? I don't think the crew as a whole. I think some of them there for sure. Like we know Greg Nicotero, we know the certain ones, but I don't think the whole crew is there because they love zombie stuff, bro. Not at all. Not even close. It's a job for them. But I don't think it's. Well, you know what? I don't think it will damage their core base and ratings, but I do think they fear it'll make The Walking Dead irrelevant when it comes to social media, which is huge in maintaining priority. Like, I can watch The Walking Dead episode right now if I want. I can pull up my phone. I can go to AMC, put in my super special secret passcode because I'm a fucking bomb-ass YouTuber with over 100K subs. Fight me, bro. Go to... Wait, what? Shows. Let's see. The Walking Dead. No, I can hear you already. I'm going to prove it to you. I can watch episode 11 right now. Look at this. Morning Star, it's called. That's the trailer. See, I'm about to watch episode 11. We're on 11. Hold on, I'm about to make a point. I didn't know it was a fucking commercial. Alright, opening minutes. It's 46 minutes and 20 seconds long. Wait, let me skip ahead. This is boring. Truth is, Stephanie, I just very much like... Eugene's on a radio talking to someone. Spoiler warning. We already fucking knew that. Stop playing. Anyhow, so I can watch it right now. Prove it to you. Here's Eugene on that radio. Where's he at? He's on the radio. He's talking to someone. And I haven't watched it. I could have watched it as far as 3-4 hours ago. I haven't watched it, and I'm not going to watch it. I'm probably going to get off this stream and go to bed. Why? It's not a fucking priority. The episodes, even though I do really enjoy parts to some, and I am interested. I'm going to watch it tomorrow, but I'm not in a rush. That's what I mean by having relevance and priority, because that's where you get your viewer base, and it's a trickle. Not a trickle, but it's a domino effect. When it's on fire and it's relevant and it's priority. Priority means that people are watching it day one, and then that boosts your stance to negotiate for your commercials. That boosts your stance to negotiate licensing and shelf space and putting your products out there and making deals with other companies. There's so much that goes into it, and priority is massive, because if you get overshadowed and you're not as relevant and you start dying off, that is when it starts to hurt you. But initially, I don't think they're worried, because there is a lot of time for them to kick it into gear, throw a few million towards the budget, and really polish it up for the next season to come up. Is there any doubt that HBO regrets passing on The Walking Dead? This basically confirms it, if there was any doubt. There's no doubt. You can't look at a franchise, because keep in mind, it's not just HBO could have aired The Walking Dead. HBO could have owned it. You know what I mean? Which means instead of making 100 million a year, and I'm just throwing random numbers out, they could make 600 million. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between just putting it on your network and then owning it, because then you get the licensing. And all the other shit. I don't know what kind of deals Breaking Bad makes and all that, but if Breaking Bad comes out with sweaters and figures and shit like that, again, I haven't looked into it, but I don't think AMC gets that money. They might get a piece of it. There might be some royalty. I would imagine there should be, or it would be, but it's a percentage. It's probably like 3%, you know? Okay, imagine this. Ellen Page, if she was young enough to play Ellie, but she's not, so who cares? Why would I imagine that? She was in the movie Juno and X-Men Days of... I know who Ellen Page is. I thought she was a cutie. She was in that one... she was like a superhero, and then she fucked that... some ugly dude who she would never fuck in real life, and it was really stupid for the movie, but they did it because Hollywood always has people that need to have sex for some reason. I think it's just because someone was like, yo, she's cute. Give us a love scene. You know, it probably happens all the time. Have you ever played DayZ? Highly recommend. I have not, but I might try it. What if they give us Joel and Tommy's moments as DLC for The Last of Us 2, like what they did with Left Behind? They would... I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but I don't think they would ever do that. It doesn't connect to the game and the story directly. If they did as like a flashback of sorts, and again, there was flashback and Left Behind, but that was so connected. If they found a way to connect it, again, it would be cool, but I doubt they're going to do that. I think that would be awesome, though. I think they should do that. Have you ever played? All right, did it. The girl from The Witcher plays a 13-year-old girl, and she's 18. Yep. Nothing new. We already know that. Old plays young. We get it. Billie Eilish looks like she hasn't showered in a month. Yeah, that too. Do you think the guy who played General Zod in The Man of Steel would make a good Joel? No. And his name's Michael Shannon. I love Michael Shannon. I fucking love the guy. He's great in everything. But look at him. He doesn't even look like a Joel. What if it's an anthology and each season is about a different group of people? Fuck no. First season could be about Joel and Ellie. Second one about fuck no, and sewer and so on. Did I say fuck no? Anthologies are shit. Unless it's a horror anthology or some sci-fi, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to The Walking Dead, when it comes to The Last of Us, I want to watch, and we all want to watch for Joel and Ellie. You probably have like 10% or less, maybe 3% of people who say stuff like that. Give me different characters. Give me yada, yada, yada. A lot of us would agree when you're done with Joel and Ellie, leave us in that world. Give us different characters and different stories. Keep that franchise alive. Because again, that's what they will do. We are in the era of franchises. We're getting out of more and more the one shots, and they're still gonna come because they're fun, they're easy to budget, newcomers, even old comers, people want to try new things or something, they want to do something a little different, they want to create something that's not out there or something original or something that they have all the rights to. The TV show shouldn't do the same story the game did. We had that story and it was finished. We do not need it to be done again. I disagree. We're literally watching an adaptation of it. If you don't like it, skip it and just play the game. I think you're crazy though. Yes, do we know the story for the most part? Yes. Will they twist and change some stuff? Yes, absolutely. But we're in this not for the video game experience. We're in this for a live action TV version of the story we already know and love. You know what I mean? If The Last of Us and The Walking Dead both air on Sunday at the same time, which would you watch first? Last of Us. I wouldn't even flinch or think about it. Like I said, I love The Walking Dead, but it's just not fire right now. TV shows shouldn't do the same story to game. I already read that bum ass comment. And if you're new here, I tease everyone. If you can't handle it, you should probably leave now. I'm having a cool idea about HBO. Could do. Imagine a season being set of seasons like a year. If they did it in a game, like example, season 1. Yeah, no. I like where your head is at, where it's like, ooh, this season 1 is winter, season 2 is spring. But the actor is going to age, especially a young actor like that. She's going to age out way too fast. You're already restricting what they can do because she's going to age out before you get out of your third season. But I think that's great, but I think it should be in chapters. Like season 1. Chapter 1 and chapter 2, episode 1, 2, and 3, and 4, let's say, are spring or summer, and then 5, 6, 7 is winter. You get what I mean? Hopefully now we get more merchandise for The Last of Us. I hope so. Aaron P. with a $2 happy birthday. I might forget, laugh out loud. Oh yeah, that's right. My birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I got a birthday coming at the end of this month. And that reminds me, I keep forgetting. A few of you already sent something in. I'm going to show it off. I'll wait though. We'll do it at the end of this month, and we'll do the Matt Mail birthday video. We do one every year. And you can find the P.O. box, the new P.O. box. It's only, it's 6 months now, but still, it's the newer one if you haven't sent anything in a while, or if you needed to find it, it's in the video the video description. For a game, they killed the post-apocalyptic look, but for a show, I hope they can hold a flame to The Walking Dead. All that overgrowth over buildings, I know you're hyped for that. Hell yes, but look they did it for Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? So it's possible. And Game of Thrones was wild fantasy shit as well as other crazy shit, Off topic, but what do you write your scripts on? What do I write them on? I was going to make a joke, but anything from when I have notepads or the computer. Do you mean like format, final draft? Again, I'm trying to interpret how you mean that. Like when I'm out and about, or I prefer handwriting. I handwrite everything, but I do put a lot of things in the computer now, but I'm all over the place. I like to be able to just write on random pieces of paper. So I write on everything. Napkins, little pocket notes, notepads. What are your thoughts on the Ozark Season 3 trailer? Hell yes, I'm hyped. Are we allowed to talk about The Walking Dead at the moment? I mean, I'm a little bored of The Walking Dead, but you can definitely say whatever you want. We're going to be ending in a few minutes here, though. I want to keep these nice, short, and sweet. Because I've noticed with the analytics, long streams just brutalize your channel. Sup, brother? Hope you're doing well. You watched the episode early yet? Not yet. How would it change without contradicting the continuity of the game, though? Well, Adrian, you're thinking of it differently. Think of it as a different universe. The game is always the game. The show, totally different. Like The Walking Dead has a comic where characters are the same characters technically, but they have different lives, they have different stories, they do different things, sometimes they do the same thing. So for Comic Rick, he has his own life he lived, But for the TV show, nothing Comic Rick does affects the TV show. Like, Comic Rick got his hand cut off. TV Rick didn't, you know? Continuity doesn't matter because it's different universes. You have the video game universe. I just spit on my mic. And then you got the TV show universe. Two totally different things. They're existing together in the same universe. Luckily, ours. Are you excited for Resident Evil 3? I'm interested. I don't think at this time I'm really excited, but I'm definitely interested. How will they make the zombies beatable? Sometimes you're literally dying while playing the game because it's a game, but on a show, it'll be so hard. I'll love the intensity, though. Well, I mean, they're going to make them beatable the same way they were in the game. Stab them in the head. I imagine it's going to be a fight, fight to the death most times. Am I going to watch Army of the Dead movie Zack Snyder's making? I'll watch anything zombie related. I'll definitely try anything zombie related. Do I like Chick-fil-A? No, I don't. Or at least I think it's overrated. Sadie Sink as Ellie? No fucking way. Ronnie, Earl Brown should play Bill. I know he voices Bill in the Last of Us 1 video game, but he even kind of looks like Bill. Yeah, he really does. He could do it, So I watched the episode early, and I got to say it's my favorite of the season so far. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Last questions to get in because we're at our hour mark and we got to shut her down. Fuck. I just now shared that on Facebook. That was an accident. I shouldn't have shared that shit. Oh well. But we got to shut her down. And like I said, we're going to be, if you're interested in Night of the Living Dead, or even if you're a little interested, please check it out. I can definitely use some boost in views for that. Check out Night of the Living Dead. Check out any of the movie or the Walking Dead Flaw and Awe videos. It's like a struggle to get them out. They're probably my highest rated content when it comes to the like button, activity, when it comes to comments. Almost every other comment is just, don't stop making these. We want these 100%. But when it comes to getting them out for YouTube to promote, for some reason we're playing with stuff. I changed the thumbnails and that helped a lot. That really doubled up the views they were getting daily, but it's still not a lot because YouTube is just not pumping them out for impressions because they have this click-through ratio thing, and my impressions are like way down, so YouTube's not even showing my shit hardly. So if you're interested, please check them out. If you're interested in them continuing, definitely consider, if you're at all possible, definitely consider joining the Patreon just for either 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That's my game plan. Because that right now it's looking like a Patreon campaign of hitting a goal between 500 and 1,000 a month. No bullshit. Is the only way we're going to be able to keep consistent Flaw and Awe. If worse comes to worse, I said this before, I'm just going to back away from consistent uploads, and in between not YouTube work, which means any type of work outside of YouTube, and then YouTube, the time I have for YouTube, in between all that, I will do what I can to put out maybe, 2 to 3 Flaw and Awes a month to the best I can. But I really want to hit 8 a month, and it's looking like we're going to have to crowdfund it to at least keep us alive for, I'm trying for 3 months, If anyone doesn't understand what I'm saying, let me know. I'll explain it better. Because my idea is to use Patreon to support the Flaw and Awe mostly for 3 months, and then after that we should have enough interest, because at that point I'll have 16 at the least 24 to 30 Flaw and Awe videos done and out, and that's a lot to jumpstart new interest in that type of video, because it's far different from what we were doing. Off topic, but I feel like Rick Grimes' movie is going silent for a long time now. Do you think they're shooting scenes now or still casting? Right now they're in pre-production still. We already know what they're doing. I know when it goes silent and people go, oh no, but you got to understand, Hollywood moves slow. Sometimes they move quick, sometimes things zip, but we already know they're in pre-production. They already Yeah, so we're not going to find anything out until maybe another few months. Any word on that Train to Busan sequel? Isn't it supposed to come out soon? Yes, they just released a first look promo poster. I shared it. My last stream, I shared it on most of the stream, and then on my Twitter, I think. You'll be playing Last of Us 2, of course, but will you be doing separate videos on it, topics and all? Well, that's tricky because I'm definitely going to play it, and I don't know if we're going to stream it. I think I might start with a celebration stream. We did it for Days Gone, and it was tough because when you're doing an hour and then upload, wait a while, upload, wait a while, and you're uploading in hour increments, people they can catch up. But when you're playing 4 to 8 hours a day of streams, people don't got all that time to watch. And then a few days go by and they don't care to go back and rewatch it. So we're going to do a celebration stream on Thursday night because I'm going to get the game a day before release at 9 o'clock. I'll pick it up at GameStop. And then we'll play it, celebration stream that weekend. But then that coming week, I think I'm going to break it down in missions and just do this mission, upload, do this and upload. We'll see. If we're doing it and the interest is there and we're getting the chats in, the support, super chats or whatever, if it's on and popping, I'll let it rock streams the whole time. And the only reason I say that's important is because if you pick streams without chats, they die. They're dead. There's no point in it. But if you do the videos, you're at least being able to put some ads on there. You're at least able to have them up and running as a series. People are more interested and more likely to check them out, or at least everything I've ever done, that's what the numbers show. Good night, bud. I'm excited as hell for this. I'm actually pretty excited, too. Can you plug James Milne YouTube channel? No, I can't. I don't like that guy. Not at all. But seriously, for anyone who doesn't know already, if you're interested in my comic, Doomsday Kingdom, James Milne is the artist, and he has been doing some streaming on his channel. Definitely look him up. I know his link is always in my video description, so go down there, check him out. You can watch him do some of the art, the spoiler-free stuff. I was surprised considering how much of a letdown the last episode was for me. Personally, still a good episode, but a lot of wasted potential. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see after. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm going to put out a tweet letting you guys know what I think. So, what season, comic story arc should the Walking Dead TV series end at if you were the showrunner? I can't answer that because if I was the showrunner and it was on fire, I wouldn't end it at any comic series. The comic ending, in my opinion, was trash. I mean, it's good. You know what I mean? It's good for... It's even good for a solo story. However, it really felt rushed. It reads like Kirkman said, you know what, I'm done. I'm just done. It really reads like so out of place and jarring. It's like 1/10 of a solid story. And there was 9 other parts that would have made it, epic. And I'm not just saying 9 parts and then that issue. I'm saying that issue sprinkled amongst 10 complete parts, you know what I mean, would have been just like... Did you ever like pro wrestling as a kid? Not at all. Not even a tiny bit. I watched Hulk Hogan for a little bit, but everyone did. But I didn't like it. The writers for the Rick movies are probably stressing now. It's Scott Gimple's the writer. They're going to have to really do a good job or else The Walking Dead is losing to The Last of Us show. And again, too, I disagree with that. I don't think one has anything to do with the other when it comes to simply just existing. If they start taking away from the priority and the relevance, that is a huge problem. Also, Resident Evil 3 coming next month. That should keep us busy until... The Last of Us Part 2 certainly looks as good as Resident Evil 2, maybe better. Oh, I'm definitely gonna check it out, but I just don't have I'm not just I don't know, it's weird. I'm like, When I'm playing it and I got all that nostalgia running, I'll be excited. But right now, I'm not. I'm just like whatever. When it comes out, I'll be happy. Without map, I've got nothing on YouTube for me. I feel your pain. Same here, brother. Same here. I don't know what else to do. How old are you going to be, Ron? I'm going to be 49, unfortunately. Any 18-year-olds out there, holla at your boy. Females only. Sorry, guys, but females are fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? That was a joke. Don't contact me. I think Last of Us 2 will pop, but whatever you do, I will support. What does that mean? Pop as in bad? Pop as in good? I'm assuming good. But then the rest sounds like that's going to be bad, but I'll support whatever. No matter what we're doing Last of Us, but again, it's a video game that is only interesting if you stream it and play it the first week or two, maybe even the first month, unless you're going to be just a gaming channel, which I don't want to be just a gaming channel. I know people can make whole channels on just one niche topic, like just Last of Us, just Days Gone, but I don't want to do that, you know? I hate sometimes how The Walking Dead edits their fights. You can't tell what the hell's happening. Agreed. I was highly disappointed with tonight's episode. The show had a lot of filler. The war is either... Well, I'm not going to read your comment because I'm really going to avoid some stuff. What are your thoughts on 2007? I will say, though, I think I'm calling... based on the previews, it looks like here's an episode and 5 minutes of war, you know, but we'll see. 15 minutes of war. What are your thoughts on 2007 movie I Am Legend? It fucking sucked dick compared to mutant dick, vampire dick, compared to the book. The book is amazing. You know what? You take Night of the Living Dead, and that ending was gut-wrenchingly terrible. Like, you feel so bad that someone survived all that just to go out like that. I Am Legend, the short story or book, whatever, it has the same type of ending, but it leaves it on such an amazing note. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh my, because I read that before the movie came out, and I was like, oh, this movie, I love Will Smith, let's get it, you know? And then you watch the movie and you see that some Hollywood screenwriter who thinks they're the fucking bomb ass, like, intelligent. They got packed so much emotion, man. You see the mutant's got the butterfly. He was saving her. And they have like 7, I don't know why I had like a little accent there, but they had like 3 different versions of the really stupid ending. In the book, it's I Am Legend because he was going to be executed for being the last living human being on Earth, and everyone else were vampires. Fucking bomb as book. And then the TV show was just like, yeah, no, I'm like totally better than that. I can like do everything better. And they didn't. 24-hour stream coming? Hell's fucking no. Hell's fucking no. I know we did do good. I think we did. To be real, I should probably just say yes and do one and whoop-de-whoop, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we raised like $1,400 on. Now, YouTube only gave me $800. You know what I'm saying? So whoever says YouTube only takes 30%, maybe it is that 30%? I could have sworn we raised like $1,400 to $1,600 on our 24-hour stream, but YouTube gave me like 75 or some shit like that. $775. If I ever do a 24-hour stream for some, because again, it's an event, and it's an event to raise money to keep the channel alive. That was the whole purpose. I would never torture myself 24 hours just for the fuck of it. You know what I mean? I could probably play The Last of Us 2 for 24 hours. But again, for anyone new here, that was massively helpful because I was moving and the area didn't even have internet. I had to pay $2,000 for the internet. So that alone was massive. We wouldn't be anything you guys watched since I moved if it wasn't for that 24-hour stream and some other additional help with some family. for real, we wouldn't have had any content. You know what I mean? For real. So, but if I did do one, it would have to be something like, I don't know how. I don't know. I'll think about it if we ever do one. My idea is trying to cut YouTube out of it as much as possible, as far as donos, because there's no reason they should get like 35%. There's no fucking reason. Not on tips. That's insane. That's fucking insane. Coronavirus is the real Train to Busan sequel. Hell yeah, right. What would have made World War Z better for you? A better story? I thought the movie was an okay zombie movie compared to the other supposed to be zombie movies that came out. Well, it didn't have any interesting story. It had his family, but there's no family connection. It was all wonky and all over the place with him here, his family there. It could have had some type of potential, but I think what they did was the book is an anthology in a way, because it shows the perspective from different people from all around the world. So they got hung up on that concept, and then they had him go all around the world. And he was kind of like, in a way, touching base with people that were going through different things and getting a view from different areas. And I really wish they would have just dropped that concept and just looked at it and said, okay, this is the world that was built. We want to follow this one character. Let's run him through this gauntlet of things and make it suspenseful, tension, awesome, cut down on the CGI, trash-looking zombies. Olivia Edwards. All right, let's look at Olivia Edwards, and I can flip out because I bet you any money it's no good. Olivia Edwards. Olivia. I'm sorry. Listen, and I'm not saying this to you guys, maybe some of you, but fans, for the most part, are the absolute fucking worst when it comes to casting. Absolute fucking worst. And I feel ya. I probably do it too, but I'm not self-aware enough to realize it. But the problem with fans and casting is they just pick people they like. You know what I'm saying? No consideration for the look of the person, the range of their abilities, age. They don't take everything into play. I don't even know who this is. Olivia Edwards. She looks fucking super young. Face is a no, as far as looks-wise. Doesn't look anything like. The casting, she's 13. She looks like she's like 9, bro. Born in 2007, 13 years old. What was she in, though? Books, movies, and TV. Better Things, The Outside Story, Better Things. I have no idea any of that, but I'll show her on the screen. This is a no. This is who they're saying for Ellie. I covered her up. Fuck, I gotta move my face. That's who they're saying for Ellie. That's a hell's no. I mean, if I was being serious, then I have to go and look at her acting range and abilities and what she was in before, see how she comes off, see how her type of mannerisms and attitude and just charm and charisma that goes into it as well. Obviously, when you're being a different character, you can, if you got good enough range, you can make something work. But yeah, I don't think so. She's not a good fit. Good Pop, my dude. What do you feel makes a great YouTuber? If I knew, my channel probably wouldn't be dead, brother. So, I don't know. Laugh out loud. Yeah, 24-hour stream is rough, but that was a good time. Yeah, I thought it was hella fun. It was like a little mini event. And I tell you what, I had my shitty chair back then. I got this real good chair, so a 24-hour stream would be a lot easier now. But practically, it is hard for me to take that much time away from responsibilities, As a single parent alone, it's almost impossible. Not only am I single parent, but every day I gotta hustle to pay the bills because, like I said, I'm trying to support the YouTube channel at this rate, and I'm drowning. I'm taking on water. I mean, and that's why we're looking at different ways we can do things, sponsors and Patreon campaigns, because I'm at a point where something's going to break. We're either going to catch that break and we can build up and we can do the YouTube consistently, or I'm going to have to make that decision and just say, you know what, guys, no more Sunday streams. We're going to do 2 Flaw and Awe videos a month. I'm going to, go get work a certain specific job, because right now I'm bouncing around. It's the only way I can maneuver working when I want on the channel and my comic. Yeah, so I mean, I'm close. Like I said, March, April, right around that breaking point. I think by the end of March, that's why I'm pushing for mini campaigns. Even if I could just convince people, just jump on Patreon. Get a 500, 600 of you, $1 a month Patreon for just give me 3 months. It's $3. Get 600 of you, jump on there. That'll give us a head start. Within 3 months, if we can't pull in the numbers. And again, the reason I need that is because that way I can do the full time on YouTube and I can put all other side jobs off, get the content out, and the content will draw in other people. And then we should be another round of funding for the next 3 months. And then from that moment on, we never have to talk about money again. And that's the way I fucking want it. I absolutely despise talking about money, but you need it to run the machine, And I think I've been talking about it more and more, because I see rich people who have no problem talking about it, and people like push other people out of the way to give them money. So it's like, I'm looking like, but you guys know he's rich. You know this, right? Like, I'm not the only person that knows this person is rich as fuck. You know what I mean? And people are just like, here's $20, bro. Fucking choke on it. You know what I'm saying? Other channels are just dying. And you get rich people making money over fists. It's like, well, they talk about it all the time. Comment on my videos, hit the like button, hit the bell. I never say any of that shit, but it's what you got to do. Did you watch Witcher? Also, have you seen Castlevania on Netflix? I feel like you might. I haven't watched any of that yet. I'm going to get to it, but someone in my dorm at college says he's never seen a horror movie ever, but he also said that the guarantees no horror movie will scare him. Ronnie, what movie to fuck him up? I don't know, because they don't scare me either. So if he's similar to me, it's not going to work. I don't watch horror movies because they scare me. It's rare that any, if ever, do. I love the creepiness of it. I love imagining, like in Jaws, that scares me more than any horror movie. Just knowing you're in the body of water with a shark down there, holy fuck. So I don't know what to tell you, because I don't find them scary. I know what ones I find fun and creepy. Those are my favorites. I love when they're creepy. Did you watch? Well, okay, I already did that one. All right. Last few comments, and we got to shut her down. I know I always say that, but I really feel like, we got a good little thing, you and I. You know what I'm saying? So I got to stretch my back. My back killing me because I'm dumb and I heard it the other day. Would Netflix be a better option for The Last of Us? No, it's already on HBO. It's a done deal. Netflix, I think right now they're like drowning him. They're throwing money everywhere, and I don't know what their plan is to correct that, but no, just HBO. Hope your day went well. Today? Yeah, it did. It did. Took my kid to school, and then we got some Chinese food after school. She went with her. My grandmother, her great-grandmother, they went to play bingo, and I was able to edit while they were playing bingo and finish the Night of the Living Dead that, as of right now, is the first video in 3 years that hasn't hit 1,000 views in the first first hour. Oh my God, this is fucking depressing, bro. It's been 3 years since I had a video not hit 1,000 views right away. And I mean, the video before that hit 28K. Video before that was 5K. That was another one that Flaw and Awe, The Walking Dead, 103. Everyone's telling me, do 103, do 104. I don't know, man. When we're at the end of season 1 of The Walking Dead, I think we need to do Breaking Bad's pilot. We need to shake it up. I think I really need to. I took some advice from someone outside the channel, and I really think I need to do Night of the Living Dead and drop everything and pick something that's hot right now. Like, for example, Parasite. When that was on fire a few weeks back, I should have did Parasite Flaw and Awe. And that's something I'm going to be doing moving forward. Like, I already started working on Candyman Flaw and Awe, like the original, because then when the remake comes around, I rock with the original one, and then I follow it up with the remake, as long as that's good, I hope, and then people are interested. And I also got another bit of advice that I already know, and I'm avoiding it. But someone told me I should start picking movies I know I hate and suck, because you can literally start YouTube tomorrow, make an amazing video about Star Wars, and tear it a new asshole. And as long as it's good, solid, and it's got a good amount of length to it, you're going to blow up. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, not just Star Wars, but hating on movies is a wildly popular, you know, and every flaw and all we did so far was positive. And I think it's about time we sneak in one that's just terrible, you know? No, I don't like pro wrestling. I don't like Steve Austin at all, no. Caitlin Dever as Ellie? No, she's too old, and her lips are wrong. From nose up, pretty solid, on point. Again, too old though. But yes, her lips, something about her lips. It's not Ellie. You should check out Rampant, and I watched that one already. I didn't like it at all. Ravenous, I didn't like it. Great zombie movies, remind me not to take your recommendations. I'm kidding. Rampant, I think, is one I've been meaning to see, but Ravenous. I think Ravenous is one that I did not like. Wait a minute. Netflix. Ravenous. Did I spell that wrong? Fuck, maybe I didn't see that. Ravenous. Yeah, I did see that. There's some good moments in there for sure. But I forget. There's something about it where I was like, ugh. I could be mixing it up with a different movie. I'll have to look at it again. I haven't watched Peaky Blinders yet. Flaw and Awe for Stranger Things, that will be coming up. But again, other TV shows will be pilots only to start. Like, we're going to do Breaking Bad, Dexter, Stranger Things, Sopranos. We're going to do all pilots. If one of the pilots goes through the roof with views, we will do a part 2. If it does, okay, we're not doing any more until I get a chance or I get free time. Or if we get a big donation where someone just straight up pays for it, because someone straight up bought the Bone Tomahawk Flaw and Awe. They gave me like a $150 donation. They were like, can you do Bone Tomahawk? And I was so like, yo, that's awesome. And I just did it. You know what I mean? That's going to be the game plan when it comes to the TV shows. Because I can't do a whole series if people don't care. So we're going to do pilots. And then after that, we'll do like the big moment episodes. I think we might even move to doing that with The Walking Dead for season 2 forward, because right now it doesn't look like people are going to watch the whole series. It has to be special episodes. Maybe that won't even work. So we're trying. The new Candyman doesn't look promising. Well, it looked hip. It didn't look scary. And I mean that how it's supposed to be sound. It's, look at us, we're cool. I made Candyman cool. I just need to see you in anything in general, bro. I don't care if it takes me out of the moment. See me in anything? What, like acting? Trev started live streams on Sunday. Do you feel threatened? Not at all. Is he immediately after the episode too? Because I'll be real with you. If you guys voted, everyone could go to Trev. I mean, he does it. That would almost be like a relief at this point. Because I'm convinced live streams are fucking up the algorithm in part. We have unlisted all the live streams, and the first week after unlisting, not all, like 95% of my live streams right now are like unlisted. I got like 2,000 videos, and you can only find 200 of them. If you go in the playlists, you can watch them through the playlists as they're unlisted. But the first week I unlisted all my live streams, I started seeing instant growth. You know, it's slow, but for the first week, I'm convinced live streams hurt your channel. I don't even know why I'm live right now. Mental health is something that needs to be spoken about. Do you a story in short for everyone right now in the chat? No thanks, brother. Enough people already talking about mental health. If you have mental health issues, just go get health. Or fucking, go get help. Some of you just need to man the fuck up. Stop being babies. Some of you, legit, you need some help, man. You need to, and it might help to talk with someone. There's people that know some shit. They know how to communicate, especially, and they know how to get through to you. You know what I'm saying? So just go. Find someone. Find some way. Anyone. Yada, yada, yada. Especially if you're young. I think if you're young in big part, you need to smack upside the head and just like, listen, brother, in 10 years, the shit that you're most depressed about, for the most part, you won't even remember, you know? But again, that's not a cure-all for everybody. And there's people that legit need to speak with someone. And if you're in that situation, you need to reach out. But no, I'm not turning this into mental health. I don't know why you would even ask that. Hey, whatever it takes to keep it going, brother. Ripping World War Z would be a fun watch. Maybe we'll do that. I thought Parasite was good as fuck. Only movie that could have had an argument over it for Best Picture was 1917. I need to see that one too. Which one do you think is better, The Wire, Sopranos, or Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad's number one. Breaking Bad is from the first episode to the last episode, minus maybe one episode. It's great. It's great all the way through. The Wire had 1 to 2 down seasons. The Soprano had a shaky afterlife, not afterlife, but a shaky late life. And a absolute cop-out, get the fuck out of this industry ending. And that was the ending that's not an ending. And don't feed me that, oh, but you get to create the ending, you know? Fucking his daughter gets hit by a car, or he gets shot, or AJ gets fucking raped on the deli counter while someone's stuffing, lettuce in his nostril. I don't fucking know. But when I watch a movie or a show, I want someone's vision of the story and the characters. I don't want you to set it up and then me to walk away to finish it. No, I didn't get paid millions of dollars. I don't live in the big house. I'm not finishing your fucking TV show in my head, in my free time, or when I'm whacking off in the shower. Get out of here. You want to give me an ending, then actually finish it. Just don't cut to black. What is that? Can't wait for the princess. Piss off haters. She's going to be so corny. There's no way she's not. There's absolutely no way. All right. I really do got to shut her down, though, or else I'm going to keep saying, yeah, and then we'll be here 2 hours and 2.5 hours. And none of y'all broke bastards came out of your pockets in the last, fucking hour or so. You're forcing me to do it. You're forcing me to leave. Fucking ungrateful. Especially Ian. I just picked randomly. So Ian's a troll. Why you say that? Never seen either one. Which I should watch first, Sopranos or The Wire? I would watch... Ouch. Watch season 1 of Sopranos, then watch season 1 of The Wire, then season 2 of Sopranos, and then 2 of Wire, and finish that until you're done. I think that's the best. If I had to pick which one first, I don't know, man. They're both that good. I would say The Wire, simply because the ending of The Sopranos sucks, sweaty, dirty, pus-filled cacks. What do you think about John? No. He was great in A Quiet Place, but he's dead. So there's that. Would you ever do 15-minute long video in your own writing methods? Yeah. Put pen in hand and write. I know there are other tutorials. I'm just curious how you plot things. Well, I would need specifics. That's too general. It's too general. You frustrate me, and I act like a bitch. So, what do you mean? Huh? 15-minute long video on my writing methods. I think that would be actually kind of fun. I worry, though, because I don't have one set method. Like, for example, I am considering, or I have been considering, making a spin-off short story that I'm going to give my readers of Doomsday Kingdom to read. Doomsday Kingdom is my comic, and we're coming out with issue 5. We're coming out with volume 1, and in between issue 5 and 6, and maybe in between volume 1 and then issue 6 going into volume 2, I was thinking about releasing a short story that would connect to the story in a big way, in a real big way. It's like an origin. Imagine it would be like finding out Glenn's story right before he meets Rick. It's the same. It's a character's story right before they meet Tristan from Doomsday Kingdom. And originally I thought, okay, well, it starts with the characters. Here's a good little mini lesson. It has to be the characters because those are the two people that are going to meet Tristan. So it's the Doomsday couple from issue 2. Now it's a guy and a girl, and they're younger because it's already set up. So that already gives me a starting point. Well, I know where they end up and how they meet Tristan. So coming up with the connective dots, a part of my brain goes, well, what's fun? I look at the environment, and I know we're going to start it out at a swimming hole that I have back in my hometown. And again, this is like concept-wise, so we're going to start it out there because there's a lot of young people in the swimming hole, which will lead to an invitation to a party. That party will lead to the chaos. That will lead to the house they get trapped at. So sometimes it's a matter of picking your starting points and then building from there. Keep in mind your visuals. It needs to be visually pretty, and you're emotional. It needs to have some type of emotional connections. I don't know. You ask me more specific, and we'll get into other details another time, though. Loved your Night of the Living Dead review today. Hoping you might do a Silent Hill Flaw and Awe. Maybe one day. Thanks, man. See you Sunday night. Maybe Andrea from The Walking Dead is in that. It was good. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Have you seen the YouTube videos called The Day The Office Died, The Day The Walking Dead Died? They get millions of views. Yeah, again, negativity, drama. I knew from the start I would almost definitely have to pump out a couple negative Flaw and Awe. See, once we get rolling and enough people join, and let's say we get 50,000 people watching every Flaw and Awe, at a starting point, I think we would be able to survive with just that, especially for right now. Once we get people going, then they're interested in, is this a good or is this a bad? But to drag some people in, I'm going to have to purposefully make ones I know we're going to rip apart. And then in the thumbnail, it's going to be like, dumbest shit ever. And I do that. I practice with my thumbnails. I showed you guys before. I told you. I said anything with trailer real big in the thumbnail does amazing. And I was going to do a follow-up video to prove it. Michonne, the trailer with Michonne, I put trailer in it, and I even did a little slant to make it different, stand out from other people that do trailer. It's sitting at 69,000 views. It's about to hit 70,000, and every day I get hundreds of views on it. And this is recent videos, and just in the last week or week and a half. And then the other one was the Hilltop Attack. Same thing. Negan, clear image, trailer really big, and it's at 28,000 views, and that was just uploaded the other day. Now, when you put a video up that is just like the Flaw and Awe, you're just simple rating, ranking The Walking Dead, People just don't click on it, you know. But if you put this sucks, this was absolutely fucking garbage, it could be the worst video I've ever made, and it'll get 500,000 views, you know, without even flinching. It's just the type of curiosity. People feed off the negative, whether they're interested, curious, whether they enjoy it. I enjoy it. I love hearing people's thoughts and opinions, and when it comes to something negative, it's usually really sharp and direct and hitting. Usually. When it's positives, a lot of times it's fluff and it's not well articulated, and this is the worst offender, and I can't stand these, and I'm sorry if you watch people that do this. When they call something a review and it's a fucking recap where they're just telling you what happened and then that's it. Telling you what happened is not a review. That's a recap. And then at the very end, they're like, yeah, I thought it was all right. That's a recap. Anyhow, have you seen a YouTube? All right. Also, do you think they should hire Greg Nicotero to do the clickers for The Last of Us? That'd be awesome. TV show, since he's a god with the zombie makeup. That would be awesome. There's definitely monster guys out there, though, they can get. But Greg would be awesome. Whoopi Goldberg for Ellie. Fuck you. Do you think Last of Us TV show on HBO is a right fit, or other networks? HBO. Count yourself lucky. I'm not rich because I donate 1,000 to have you review Care Bears or My Little Pony. I would edit I would edit the entire review butt ass naked with a smile on my face, ear to ear, flicking my nutsack every 10 seconds to feel vicious pain. All the while being excited, because $1,000 would be a come up at this point with the way the channel's been fucking dying. So no, I consider myself very unlucky, you know, because I'd fucking do it. Now, when you say Care Bears, you don't mean like a whole series, because that's not possible. You know, that's not even worth it. But for an episode, you shitting me? I'd probably do a few episodes for that. Anyhow, how old is Ellie in The Last of Us? She's 19. Well, 14 in the first one, 19 in the second. Maisie Williams seems a little too old. She is too old. She's not a little. She's 10 fucking years too old. That's too old. You know what I'm saying? A decade? Nah, bro. Do you think No Way Out 6-9 works as a series finale? No, I don't. For those who don't want to get into the messy Negan arc, no, I don't think it works as a finale. It's too open-ended. I mean, no. I mean, you could probably end it being like, okay, he lives and they build a community, but for me, it doesn't work. If I ever win the lottery, I'm starting a production company and bringing you on. I'd appreciate it, brother. I'd appreciate it. I mean, listen, I got some tricks up my sleeve. Once I maneuver some things and get some footing on what I'm doing with this channel, I do have a book I'm working on, hopefully for this year. And I also have a couple screenplays in the works. And I know there was interest in one, but the idea is I got to tweak it and turn it into an original. Before it was a Friday the 13th reboot. But there was actually some solid interest in someone interested in maybe just straight up buying it. And I'm fine with that. Like, if there's anyone wondering and they're like, oh, is he easy to work with? Like, listen, you pay me, I'll do the script, and it's yours. You fucking goodbye. And I don't mean like regular people. I mean someone in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that kind of screenwriter who's going to be like, oh, but you need to do everything I do. No, once you pay me, it's your baby. I'm fucking out, you know? Pay me again, I'll do a treatment if you want, or whatever you need after the fact. Whatever. Before I head out, wanted to know if you're still going on with Telltale The Walking Dead reviews. No. And again, I really enjoy your Night of Living Dead video. Did you really ask? Still going to do Telltale Walking Dead reviews? I already did all the ones I'm going to do. I did everything except for... Yeah, I already did them all. Except for the last 3 Michonne ones. And I'm just not going to do them right now. There's just no incentive to do them, really. Maybe down the line, but I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just... Yeah. I have no interest to play it. Sorry about that, but I have reviewed everything else, literally everything else. L&M, how the hell didn't I notice this? I saw the beep and I was like, oh, I got to get that. And then it slipped my mind. Maybe this is why people don't do super chats. Because, well, I know why people don't do super chats. Someone fucking yelled at me the other day. Let me do this and then I'll explain to, I got a member of the Map family who's always yelling at me for shit that I think is like a good thing, but I get yelled at for it. L&M with a $20 life support. My casting for Joel would be Hugh fucking Jackman. Oh, I can't even say his name. I know people don't like him. I love him, but I don't think he's good for Joel. But I think he would be a great fit, but I don't think he would do it because it will pretty much be Logan 2.0. Love the channel, bro. Keep it up. Thank you very much. And again, thank you very much for that much needed injection. Here's the thing. I don't think he would do it simply because he's got so much on his plate. He loves doing Broadway. I mean, this is a series. It's not a movie. I don't know. I hope he doesn't take it because I don't think he's the right fit. I think there's a better Joel out there, you know, an up-and-comer possibly. Oh, but again, massive thank you for the nut tap. But back to getting yelled at. Someone was all caps screaming at me in Messenger that I'm an idiot and I don't get as many super chats as I did before because I literally go out of my way trying to read as many comments, and what's the point of super chatting if I'm just going to read everyone's comments anyhow? Which I see their point, but I don't know. I like chatting witches. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Was your generation happier before the internet? No. I've never seen Indiana Jones or Pirates of the Caribbean series. Suggestions on which to watch first? Easily Indiana Jones. It's just fun. Like dry throat, man. It's just fun, but that's a little tricky because Indiana Jones is a bit dated, but I still think it's fun as hell. But if you're just watching it for the first time, you might not be connected to the same type of charm from back then, the nostalgia. Are you going to play Resident Evil 3? Yes, I think I am. Last comment, because I really got to shut her down. I kind of want Joel actor like Andrew Lincoln, who wasn't wildly popular before Rick, but became a legend. I agree. I want that too. All right, what would you think about John Bernthal? No, John Bernthal would not be a good Joel. He's amazing in everything, but again, these people are just people we know, people we like. They're not solid fits casting-wise. And that's because they don't embody everything. John Bernthal has range. He can bring it, but he can't bring it specifically for Joel in a few aspects. No, not Thomas Jane. I love Thomas Jane, man. I heard he paid his own money to help get Mortal Kombat made. I heard he even paid his own money to let everyone eat and all this other shit, right? He sounds, everything I hear about him, he sounds like a cool-ass guy. He doesn't have the emotional range. He can do certain scenes and emotional ones. He can do it. He can. But there's some subtle, just, I don't know, just emotional grit that he's just lacking at. And that's a no. L&M with a $5 love tap. No worries, man. Hope everything works out for the channel. Been following you for years, brother. You always speak the truth when it comes to The Walking Dead. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the nut tap, and I appreciate the support, absolutely. And then we got a member to the Map Mob, Amber Jade. Thank you very much for becoming a member and a much-needed injection to the channel. I know we are going to be doing the monthly roundup member-only streams. We got a couple things we're playing around with, where I'm combining Patreon and the Map Mobs members from the channel into the member-only streams. We might even start doing some a little more often while I'm doing some editing and some longer jobs. That way, we could kind of play around with it to see how it works if we're able to do it. So definitely stay tuned for that. And the way it would work, though, is Map Mob members need to follow the community tab. And that's the only way, because when I post it on the community tab for mob members only, it'll have links to the streams. And again, once we get rolling, by the end of March, the plan is, if everything's going well, when we roll into the Flaw and All only, we'll be doing that for the members from April on. And again, that's if we can maintain this bad bitch that we got going on. All right, thank you very much, Amber Jade and LM for the last 2 donos, and everyone else, AP, everyone for hanging out. I appreciate the support. That was everything I got to say about The Last of Us, and then the stream got away from me a little bit at the end. We talked about any and everything, I think. But I'm excited. And again, The Last of Us Part 2, we're playing the shit out of that bitch when it comes out. The day before release, I'm going to get it at GameStop, and we're going to stream it that weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then that following week, I don't know yet what we're going to do, but it's going to be Last of Us 2 related for show. All right, good night. I appreciate you. Just remember that. Just remember that. When I'm living in a cardboard box, using the Wi-Fi at the fucking library. Just remember that. I appreciate you. I love you, you know? Even if it's a one-sided relationship, man. Just remember that. Feel bad for me? Yep. Off topic, how many issues do you have on your Doomsday Kingdom comic? I'm past 50. I ordered the first, just have it. No, we got 4 that you can read right now, digitally. And issue 5 is about to release soon, but we have it planned. I'm the creator writer, so I have it planned to go long term. I mean, 50 issues, 100 issues. It does have an ending, so let's say we have 100 issues and then it ends. But it's fucking amazing. You're not ready for volume 2, issue 6 to 10. Just wait for it. And I agree, you guys are finally picking a good choice. Michael J. Fox for Joel. Perfect. And fucking I did it anyhow. We're at 2 hours. We're at 2 fucking hours. I jumped on for an hour. Fuck my life. Now we got more viewers than everyone. I swear, people were like, oh, look at Ronnie. He's bitching and whining again like a little cunt. And now everyone's like, oh, let's go. Bathe in his unhappiness. Everyone's here now. Where were y'all when I was talking about The Last of Us? You're just now showing up. Well, now you can go rewind the stream and watch it. Watch a grown man cry for 2 hours. Yeah, we're selling shirts. You can buy Doomsday Kingdom shirt right now. I'm pretty sure in the link's been in the video description the whole time through Redbubble. But I am putting one up with Teespring. Same thing for a Ronnie Hayes one, a Suitable for All Advertisers one, the map logo, and we are going to do one specifically for the comic merch. You know what I'm saying? But that's for y'all. I know right now the setup, we don't make any money off that unless you guys buy thousands of them. You know what I'm saying? But that's not going to happen because you fucking hate me. All right, goodbye. I'm going to go eat cold Chinese food and then cry a little. Bald Joel. Fuck you, bro. Receding hairline, Joel. How dare you? Everyone is getting home from the bars. I wish I went to the bar. Got pass out drunk and then piss myself. Man, those were the days. Wait a minute. That was just last week.